Another incident believed to have been sparked by racism has gone viral on social media, drawing attention on the hashtag Black Lives Matter issue. This time, a local businessman, Nhlanhla Jila, died in hospital after he was assaulted allegedly by another man of a different race. The accused has since been arrested and was due to appear today in the Pietermaritzburg Magistrate court. The incident occurred at the weekend. For more on this story, we cross now to Jayed-Leigh Paulse, who's standing by with protesters. Thank you so much for joining us, Jayed-Leigh. What's happening where you are?
Very good afternoon to you, Nompu, and to the viewers. Well, it's been a very emotive morning this morning for the better part. We were crossing from the Pietermaritzburg Magistrates Court, where throngs of people came in their numbers, from political parties to community members to friends of Nhlanhla Jila, throwing their support behind him, saying that this cannot occur in 2020, where we see people dying because of the color of their skin. They are saying that it is a racially aggravated assault. He succumbed to his injuries over the weekend. But Nompu, I'm just going to be speaking to a couple of his friends who are stationed at the petrol station where he was assaulted in Pietermaritzburg, and let them, tell their accounts and details of exactly what occurred. I know that you are friends with Mr. Nhlanhla Jila. You spoke to him on the day before he passed. Can you just tell us more information?
No. I was just calling him as we normally speak. I think it was around 4:10 on Saturday when I gave him a call. And he wasn't himself when he was talking. And he said he'll get back to me. An hour later, I got a call from one of his friends from the church, Mr. Kumalo. And he called me and told me that Mr. Jila is at the hospital. And I was a little bit perturbed, because I know that I thought he was okay, even though I could hear that there's something wrong. When we got to the hospital, unfortunately, because of COVID-19 regulations, we couldn't go in, so we could only stay outside with the family, pray. We left there around 9 o'clock, and at 11, we came here actually at this garage when we left the hospital, because we wanted to find out from them, because he had no recollection of anything that happened because of the concussion that he had sustained and had an injury. And unfortunately, when we got here, most of the staff members couldn't speak to us. They were concealing information because they had been given an instruction, apparently by the manager who was on duty on that day, that they should not say anything to anybody about the case. So it was an up and down thing. The only time we really got to know what happened was when when the police had access to the footage and saw what had transpired. So unfortunately, on Sunday morning, because they left him for about 2 hours before he got medical attention here at the garage. They didn't help it. They never called anybody, never called the police, never called an ambulance or anything. They just left him there in the car for over 2 hours. And that, by the time he was taken to the hospital, it was already too late, because his brain had already swollen. And he died because of brain hemorrhage, because of being hit by Sheldon Fillion.
Now, Nompu, just for those viewers who never caught our earlier crossings, Nhlanhla came here to this garage just behind me. It's said and alleged that he then got into an altercation with the accused, who I've just heard now information that he has actually been granted bail at the Pietermaritzburg Magistrates Court, and he will be appearing at his next bail hearing, or rather next court appearance, on the 7th of October. So he came to this particular garage station, and that's where he got into an altercation with the accused. He was beaten up. He phoned his wife for help. That's when she realized that he was unconscious. She then took him to a local hospital, and a few hours later he succumbed to his injuries. It was then where his friends came to this station to find out, fueling station, to find out what exactly happened, and that's when community members started speaking. I'm just going to speak to more people. Why have they come out in their numbers? So you've been here for the better part of the morning. I've seen you, singing and chanting and calling for people to stop killing black people, and also saying Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Today we are here to sympathize with the family of the deceased. This thing in South Africa is very, very painful to us. It's not good at all. So what we're saying now we don't have a hope because our judiciary, they send us down. Everything in South Africa, they are terrible because when you see what happened to Mr. Jila, more than 2 hours sitting here outside, nobody who willing to help, because we heard here in this garage that some of them they were trying to help, but the manager refused for them to get one assistant, two to get some help, three to get some information what was happening. This is so terrible. We are very, very disappointed.
Thank you for your views. Well, there you have it, Nompu. A lot of angry community members saying that this can simply not happen in 2020 where we see racial attacks, and it's just very disappointing as well. But they really want answers. This is a developing story. The police are investigating the matter, and I suppose once that accused goes back to court on the 7th of October, we'll get a better understanding of exactly what took place on that fateful day. It's back to you in studio.
Thanks very much, my colleague there, Jayed-Leigh Paulse.